Good evening and welcome to Marquis' Victorian Puppet Theatre special presentation of the Better Late Than Never Halloween Extravaganza. And have we got a show lined up for you? But before we step into the grave, I'd like to introduce a couple new performers with us tonight. First off is the Luffy Jacques, otherwise known as J.R. Rotting, and of course my lovely strife, the Mistress Jessica. We hope you'll welcome them warmly into the fold. But moving on, tonight's show is simply amazing. We've got Fractured Fables from Ambrose Bierce, we've got Gothic Poetry, we've got monster melodies, we've got some very disturbing horror stories, and a whole lot more, and you won't want to miss it. So sit back, grab your favorite corpse and a pint of blood, and enjoy the Better Late Than Never Halloween Extravaganza.
The ghosts of all things past parade, emerging from the mist and shade that hid them from our gaze, and, full of song and ringing mirth, in one glad moment of rebirth, and again they walk the ways of earth, as in the ancient days. The beacon light shines on the hill, the willow-wisps the forests fill, with flashes filched from noon, and witches on their broomsticks spry, speed here and yonder in the sky, and lift their strident voices high, unto the hunter's moon. The air resounds with tuneful notes, from myriads of straining throats, all hailing Folly Queen. So join the swelling choral throng, forget your sorrow and your wrong, in one glad hour of joyous song, to honor Halloween.
An undertaker who was a member of a trust saw a man leaning on a spade and asked him why he was not at work. "Because," said the man leaning on the spade, "I belong to the Gravediggers National Extortion Society, and we have decided to limit the production of graves and get more money for the reduced output. We have a corner in graves and propose to work it to the best advantage." "My friend," said the undertaker, who was a member of a trust, "this is a most hateful and injurious scheme. If people cannot be assured of graves, I fear they will no longer die, and the best interests of civilization will wither like a frosted leaf." And blowing his eyes upon his handkerchief, he walked away lamenting.
By my window, it's an aperture of fear. Inside the dark door of oppression, hold a constant wave of terror. They infest my mind, the sands of time, this mental decay from day to day. Strangled are the voices within these walls, even the jack-in-the-box and the tormented dolls. Turns neurotic wheels and bloody gears. The dials they spin I overload, out of control on the Cerberus road. Panic, fear of stress, fear of life, fear of breath, paranoid delusions, blackouts, illusions. Standing at the door, I hear the knocking of death.
"I say, is this house haunted?" he asked, as if he already knew the answer. "Why, we are all haunted here, Mr. James. All of us." "Then why don't you leave?" "Leave? And where shall we go? Tragedy and doom follow us like a long, dark shadow, engulfing our thoughts and tearing at our tender, pale flesh. Don't you think you're being a bit melancholy? Surely you don't believe that there has to be some joy in your lives." "My good sir, the only joy we shall find is in the cold, uncaring lips of death as he kisses us good night. And even then we shall not find peace, for the devil awaits with open arms." "I beg you to cease. You're beginning to startle me with all this talk of death and the devil." "My apologies, Mr. James. My intentions were surely not to startle you, but merely to frighten you." "Frighten me? What on earth are you going on about?" "Well, it is believed that fear heightens one's senses. Makes the blood richer, don't you agree?" "I have no idea what you're going on about." "Allow me to demonstrate," he said as he pulled out a hatchet and brought it down upon Mr. James's head.
I have walked a great while over the snow, and I am not tall nor strong. My clothes are wet, and my teeth are set, and the way was hard and long. I have wandered over the fruitful earth, but I never came here before. Oh, lift me over the threshold, and let me in at the door. The cutting wind is a cruel foe. I dare not stand in the blast. My hands are stone, and my voice a groan, and the worst of death is past. I am but a little maiden still, my little white feet are sore. Oh, lift me over the threshold, and let me in at the door. Her voice was the voice that women have, who plead for their heart's desire. She came, and the quivering flame sunk and died in the fire. It never was lit again on my hearth since I hurried across the floor, to lift her over the threshold, and let her in at the door.
A broomstick which had long served a witch as a steed complained of the nature of its employment, which it thought degrading. "Very well," said the witch. "I will give you work in which you shall be associated with intellect. You will come in contact with brains. I shall present you to a housewife." "What?" said the broomstick. "Do you consider the hands of a housewife intellectual?" "I refer," said the witch, "to the head of her good man."
Cuando yo muera, no llores sobre mi tumba. Toca sones alegres, mamá, cántame la sandunga. Toca el bejuco de oro, la flor de todos los sones. Canta la martiniana y mamá, y alegra los corazones. No me llores, no, no me llores, no, porque si lloras yo peno. En cambio si tú me cantas, yo siempre vivo y nunca muero. Que no te olvide, si quieres que te recuerde, toca sones alegres, mamá, música que no muere. No me llores, no, no me llores, no, porque si lloras yo peno. En cambio si tú me cantas, yo siempre vivo y nunca muero. siempre vivo. Y nunca muero. No me llores, no. No me llores, no.
Let us see what is on tonight, eh? Oh, my favorite. This hunger overcomes me. Julian. pointed the pistol at the cruel beast that murdered my wife. He wildly sobbed as he dreaded the cruel fate that was to come. I then raised my gun and pulled the trigger. A loud boom sounded, smoke swirled around the barrel. If only he had spoken and pleaded to reason with me, then, just then perhaps he could have swayed my opinion and lived. But alas, it was too late. I had made my decision, and the sentence was handed down and delivered. He left this world as quickly as he entered it, just a few moments ago.
When the moon shone bright, I was fast in the cemetery. When a bite on the cheek left me feeling weak, that's where I met Vampire Mary. When I looked around, I was flat on the ground with a big black thing above me. Are we gonna get wet or you end up dead? She says, now do you love me? Lips are blue, eyes are red, I laugh like gurgling water. But I can't resist that passionate kiss. I'm in love with Dracula's daughter. She gave me a peck that left me a wreck and said it'll settle, laddie. And after that we gon' meet the old bat. You must come and see my daddy. Well, we climbed a tree and I says, can we please pardon my intrusion? Well, he gave me a grin and said, my old thin, you could do with a blood transfusion. Lips are blue, eyes are red, I laugh like gurgling water. But I can't resist that passionate kiss. I'm in love with Dracula's daughter. Beneath the yellow moon, and we danced around the campfire. Says Mary to me when the clock strikes 3, you're a genuine grade A vampire. Now hear me right, if you're out at night, run as fast as your leg will let you. 'Cause if you don't run, I'm telling you, son, Mary and I'll get you. Lips are blue, eyes are red, I laugh like gurgling water. But I can't resist that passionate kiss. I'm in love with Dracula's daughter. With Dracula's daughter. With Dracula's daughter.
Thank you.
Father Thomas was beckoned to the Humbard Cemetery on a brisk autumn morning. A chilly drizzle fell as grey clouds escorted him on his way. The sweet scent of decay wrapped around him like a mother's arms. Apparently, there was a matter of urgent concern that only a man of the cloth could resolve. What was that concern, he pondered? Perhaps a grave desecration? Why weren't the police summoned? As he approached the gates, a sudden chill shook him to his core, and he gave pause. A feeling of dread overtook him, and he felt suddenly ill. Not at all what he was expecting to greet him. He took a deep breath, collected his thoughts for a moment, then proceeded through the dishevelled rusty iron gates where the caretaker approached him. Nervously, with arm extended, the caretaker spoke. "Good morning, Father, and thank you for meeting me here today," he said as he shook the father's hand vigorously. "Thank you for coming at such short notice, but I'd nowhere else to turn, or else they may think I am mad." "Ah yes, we shan't have that now, will we? How can I be of assistance, my son?" Father Thomas replied. "Well, sir, I'm not sure where to start. It is so unsettling," the caretaker replied with a bowed head and wringing his hands. "Let's start with what is troubling you." "Ah yes, well, there have been some, how shall I put this, events of peculiar drama occurring in a particular part of the cemetery that has caused much serious distress. Events that I cannot even explain. Events that have proven to be injurious to those involved," the caretaker stated. Father Thomas was obviously intrigued and a bit agitated. What kind of events? If individuals were harmed in any way, why did you not file a report with the constable? Can you divulge any more details that would require my services? Frankly, if I may say, you've told me nothing as to why you have called me here." "Yes, Father," the caretaker responded humbly. "You see, it started a few months back. 'Twas an average day, as in there was nothing special going about. I went on my morning rounds, ensuring there were no disturbances during the night. As I made my way to the back of the cemetery, I noticed something unusual at the Black Mausoleum. The locked gate had been disturbed, as I had ensured that gate was securely fastened the evening prior." "I see," Father Thomas proclaimed. "Go on." "As I approached, I saw a dark form. Now, I ain't superstitious, but I have heard tales, and many say the Black Mausoleum may be cursed. So I proceeded with caution. As I drew closer, I saw that a filthy vagrant had taken up residence inside the mausoleum. I chased him off with my shovel, threatening that if I saw him again, he'd be sleeping in his grave. That is when the strange things began." "What sort of things?" asked Father Thomas. The caretaker went on to say, "Well, it is said that, when a man's soul is certainly in hell, his body will scarcely lie quiet in a tomb, however costly. Some time or other the door must open, and the reprobate come forth in the abhorred garments of the grave." "Well, I'm not sure what that means at the moment, but please continue," Father Thomas quit. "That is when I heard an ominous groan. It shook the very ground I stood upon, so much that I could feel it vibrating in my soul. I turned quickly to make my exit, when a dark obscurity moved to block my retreat, then rushed towards me. It hit me square in the chest and threw me off my feet. I swear on my mother's grave that there was no one resting in the chamber. And once I regained my countenance, I made my escape. I, without thought, shut the gate and attempted to lock it. I failed in my attempt. It was as if something or someone was pushing the key away from the lock. After several unsuccessful attempts, I heard a distant laugh. I confess that I gave up my duty and ran as fast as my 2 feet would carry me back to the residence. I could scarcely believe what had occurred. Now I ain't afraid of much, but I confess that I sat trembling in the corner of my room for several hours before I could pull myself up and go about my schedule. That night I was troubled by horrific dreams. The next morning, I woke restless to find a large bruise upon my chest. Then complaints of assault by an unseen force occurred in the vicinity of the Black Mausoleum. One woman was nearly choked to death. I entreat you, Father, please help rid us of this dreadful apparition. Well, it certainly sounds like you have a rather restless spirit on your hands. Who does the Black Mausoleum belong to? Was he a Christian in his beliefs prior to his departure from this world? Father Thomas asked. Well, I ain't certain on his beliefs, but the sepulchre contains the remains of Thomas Cutler, a cruel merchant known for his harsh words and actions. After his death, almost immediately, his body was interred, and there was undoubtedly no service nor mourners. Rather sad, if you ask me. Not a soul in the world to cry over him. As the two men were speaking, something arrested the attention of Father Thomas. Everything all right, Father? The caretaker inquired. Yes, it was nothing, but I swear in the holy book I saw something sulking by the crypt. Something dark, something evil, Father Thomas replied. Aye, that be the Cutler spirit. That is what everyone claims to see before their, shall we say, unfortunate event. He's got his eye on you if you have seen him. Be careful, Father. Be very careful, the undertaker stated with a touch of fear under his breath. Well then, I believe it is time we rid this malicious being from the sacred ground, Father Thomas said boldly. The caretaker replied, the crypt is outside the original boundary of the cemetery. Father, the ground has not been blessed per his final request. I see. Well, we shall have to change that, shan't we? Father Thomas said as he approached the gate. Do you have the key? He asked. Aye, replied the gatekeeper as he gave Father Thomas the key with a trembling hand. Father Thomas proceeded to open the gate, then pulled out a vial of holy water and his crucifix. O God, by whose mercy the faithful departed find rest, bless this sepulchre and send your holy angels to watch over Thomas Cutler. Look kindly upon he who is buried here. Now freed from the bonds of mortality, count him among the saints in heaven. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. Father Thomas finished the blessing and suddenly felt the tightening grasp of invisible hands around his throat. Astonishingly, he gasped for air. Falling to his knees, he pleads for help. The undertaker quickly grabs the father and drags him outside. The two fall upon the saturated ground. As they look back at the crypt, a tall black figure with piercing eyes, filled with hatred and rage, stands at the entrance. He laughed coldly. And the door slammed shut before him. The undertaker rose, then helped Father Thomas to his feet. The undertaker asked, Are you all right, Father? Rubbing his throat, Father Thomas replied, Yes, but I feel the spirit will kill me. Please do me a favor and call on me in the morning. I want to be kept abreast of the situation, and let me know with all honesty if I have helped or escalated the situation. Yes, Father, and thank you again, the undertaker replied. The following morning, the undertaker called upon Father Thomas as per his request. When approaching the rectory, he spied an ominous onyx shape slithering away towards the shadows. When he knocked on the door, it slowly creaked open. To his complete and utter horror, the room is in disarray. Furniture smashed, blood splattered upon the walls and dripping from the ceiling. Father Thomas, poor Father Thomas, looked as if he was thrown about the room. His lifeless, shattered body was lying in a wretched heap on the floor, with what appeared to be the Bible in his hand. His face was bruised and distorted. He was barely recognizable. His precious life fluid pooled around the corpse. Written crudely on the floor with the crimson fluid was the name Thomas Cutler, with a vermilion handprint smeared beneath it.
I stood proudly at the altar as I watched my soon-to-be father-in-law walk down the aisle holding his daughter's hand. Tears flowed like a river down his reddened face as the wedding march played in the background, reminding him that in a mere few minutes he would be watching me take his daughter's hand and slip on her ring. He walked up to the altar and I gently took her hand, grinning from ear to ear. It was the happiest day of my life. My bride's father then got on his knees and started pleading with me. "Please, I did what you requested. Please give my daughter back." I glared at him. "Shut up and cease your sniveling. You shall tarnish this moment. If you sit quietly and enjoy the ceremony, perhaps I shall tell you where I've hidden the rest of her body."
Come the torment, come the shame, come the sorrow, come the pain. I'll be there. Come the black hair, the fear, come separate, come the tears. I'll be there. Come the cold, come the pain, come the gasp, come the wind. I'll be there. Come the heartache, come Tuesday, come tomorrow, come what may. I'll be there. I'll be there till the morning comes. I'll be there till our worlds collide. I'll be there till the morning comes. I'll be there when the body dies. I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there.
I just flew in from Spain, and boy, are my arms tired. Oh, speaking of flying, why don't angry witches ride their brooms? They're afraid to fly off the handle. Hearing your booze reminds me, well, where do ghosts go on a Sunday night? Anywhere they can boogie. Oh, tough crowd. I've seen more life on the autopsy table than the lot of you. I think I'm dying up here. Speaking of dying, what do you call a dead cow that's come back to life? Zombie. Oh, have you heard about the good weather witch? She's forecasting sunny spells. Oh, I see you back there against the wall trying to escape. I'm afraid there is no escape, but I feel like there's a connection between the two of us. So how does a vampire flirt? They bat their eyes. Well, it appears that my time has come to an end, but why shouldn't you grab a werewolf by the tail? It might be the werewolf's tail, but it might be the end of you. Oh, thank you for sticking around, and good evening.
In spring of youth it was my lot to haunt of the wide world a spot, but which I could not love the less, so lovely was the loneliness of a wild lake, with black rock bound, and the tall pines that towered around. But when the night had thrown her pall upon that spot, as upon all, and the mystic wind went by murmuring in melody, then I would awake to the terror of the lone lake. Yet that terror was not fright, but a tremulous delight, a feeling not the jeweled mind could teach or bribe me to define, nor love, although the love were thine. Death was in that poisonous wave, and in its gulf a fitting grave, for him who thence could solace bring to his lone imagining, whose solitary soul could make an Eden of that dim lake.
Our daughter Eliza aroused the house around 11:50 p.m. last evening. Her nanny had picked her up from her friend Margaret's birthday celebration at Rotley Manor, brought her home, and put her to bed promptly at 7 p.m. I went into her bedroom shortly after to read her a story as my wife retired to her sitting room and the nursemaid adjourned to the nearby chamber. She quickly fell asleep, I'm sure due to all the excitement from the afternoon activities. Afterward, I retired to the library to read and must have fallen asleep, for I awoke to Eliza tugging on the sleeve of my shirt and whispering, "Daddy." "What is it, my darling?" I asked, still struggling to awaken from my slumber. "Father, guess how old I'm going to be next month?" she asked. I don't know, darling. How old are you going to be?" I asked as I removed my reading glasses. She smiled with a grin befitting the devil and held up 4 fingers. It is now 7 a.m. and my wife, the nursemaid, and I have been with her for almost 8 hours. She still refuses to tell us where she got them. Good evening and welcome back. We hope you're enjoying the show so far. I would just like to take this moment to acknowledge that we have been receiving and reading your letters. I didn't think people still wrote anymore, but here we are. I have a whole pile of these things, all requesting a certain individual, a performer that is known for his melancholic spirit, as the troubled troubadour, the serenader of sadness, the ghoul of the broken heart. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the Shadow Man.
You're haunting me again, although we're years apart. I hear your voice as it echoes in my heart. You're haunting me again, I know you're there somehow. You're haunting me again. In dreams I hold you fast, out of a mist. When I thought I'd seen the last, you and your magic come rising from the past. You're haunting me again. You're haunting me again. In dreams I hold you fast, out of a mist. When I thought I'd seen the last, you and your magic come rising from the past. You're haunting me again.
A poem. What shall I sing to my Lord from my window? What shall I sing, for my Lord will not stay? What shall I sing, for my Lord will not listen? Where shall I go, for my Lord is away? Whom shall I love when the moon is arisen? Gone is my Lord, and the grave is his prison. What shall I say when my Lord comes a-calling? What shall I say when he knocks on my door? What shall I say when his feet enter softly, leaving the marks of his grave on my floor? Enter, my Lord, come from your prison, come from your grave, for the moon is arisen. Welcome, my Lord.
Good evening and welcome back. We hope you enjoyed the show. I'd like to give a few shout outs real quick. First of all to Lulu's Storage Room for the amazing puppets. And again, they never cease to amaze me with their talents. I give them ideas, they come back with something amazing, and for that I'm truly grateful. They are some amazing people, and thank you. And I'd also like to give a shout out to my brother Mike and his partner Kristen. And of course, a shout out to William Westwater and to Ferdinando Santoro for being some wonderful friends and workmates. I'm having a blast working with you guys, and I truly enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy it as well. And also, of course, to all of you who came here to watch this show and or will watch it later, we thank you for joining us, and we hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, we'll see you on the other side.